Greetings, fellow Dagorans, and welcome to a late Witcher Weekly. And this is due to the fact because scheduling conflicts. As we had no time to record yesterday, did we, George?
Didn't you? And
well, yeah, I had college from 9 till 4, and then work from 5 till 9:30, so not a lot of time.
And by the time you don't really have to daylight, but he probably wasn't in the mood to record, and if we're not in the mood to record, it'll be a bad video, and you will not enjoy it. So
exactly. So this is probably coming out Tuesday night, probably maybe early hours Wednesday morning if you're in the UK. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. So not a lot of news to go through. There's a bit to go through, a bit about The Witcher at EGX, which is Eurogamer to everyone other than the people who call it EGX.
They changed it this year. It was Eurogamer, but then they changed it to EGX to be cool.
Yeah.
Go down with kids.
And then there is an interview with Cyberpunk, who are the publishers of The Witcher 3, and it was kind of a long text interview, mainly about games that they've got coming up. But I've highlighted The Witcher stuff, and we'll go through their questions and answers, and then we'll.
Not in our normal format, me same question, him answering the answers.
Yeah, and then we'll kind of discuss some of the answers. Not a lot of big news out there, but kind of nice to see look at a bit of their development thing, kind of development tree, and then we'll go into the kind of meat and potatoes of the episodes, the 3 questions that we've got from our fellow Dagorans. Okay, so it is announced by an interview on the Eurogamer.net website that there was an interview with the lead gameplay designer. I forgot his name. I apologise. As he
I can slow it up now.
Yeah, he said that the game was going to be at EGX, and me and George are going.
Woo! We can't play, I don't think, but I don't think it's a developer session. I think they've got, like, you know what Destiny did last year, if you remember that, they had someone playing it constantly on the screen.
Yeah, I think it will be that, yeah, because
if they don't say it's a developer session, and it says it also advertises tickets for Saturday and Sunday and all that, so
yeah,
I presume you can go see it every day. So we will be looking at The Witcher 3 and
having a look, probably handing out posters or something.
Woo, 3 posters, we've got Destiny posters this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
you never know, we might take one back and give it away to you. Probably not, but you never know.
Sign it. Win a signed poster of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he talked to do you know the closed demo that they had when they played at E3? The press. In the interview kind of narrated over it, talked a bit about that, and he said it was sort of a side quest where he heard about a monster and he either had the choice to find it or go out and complete other little things that whatever he wanted to do, and he was kind of saying that it was breathtaking. So, and apparently it's going to be similar, according to the developer, that this is kind of going to be similar stuff that we're going to be. There was going to be, he said, experiencing it, whatever.
Video gamer.
Yeah.
That's quite common because we don't want to get rid of. We don't want to show the main storyline really.
Yeah, it's like
GTA 5 did that. They didn't want. It was like first, even the week after the game, I think there was an embargo of single player.
Yeah.
You couldn't upload any single player content for the first week of the game actually coming out. You don't upload multiplayer in that, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're saying that though, the first week it wasn't, the multiplayer wasn't really working, was it? It was kind of down for most of the time, but yeah, that's kind of it really. We'll be giving it out. We'll be giving it a look. We'll be looking at some of the stuff there. We'll talk a bit about it in the episode after Eurogamer, which will be. Will it be October the 1st?
28th.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! September the 30th. September 30th. Yeah, and we'll have a podcast coming out after, like, probably a couple of days after, the Tuesday maybe.
We'll be talking about Shadow Mordor, Witcher, all the games there, Unity, the Far Cry 4's there,
played.
everything we'll play.
Lords of the Fallen.
Obviously talking about the main games first, and then a little bit in depth to the other mini games we played. Unless there's a game Watch Do Us Away, and that will be a big topic. Yeah.
So like we'll probably go into detail. I can see that being like a roughly 3-hour podcast, to be honest, like real deep. So
by the way, I'd correct myself earlier. You know, when I said multiplayer, I meant free roam.
Oh right, yeah.
I like to correct myself, so no one has to go at me.
So I think, should we go into the interview?
We shall.
With Cyberpunk. It didn't say who with it Cyberpunk, it just said interview with the publisher Cyberpunk, and there was talking about other games that they've got coming out, but they talked a bit about The Witcher. And George, do you want to read out the first question?
Yes. Okay. I'm interested to see that you've kept the same spells from The Witcher 2. Did you ever think about adding new ones? Question mark.
No, we didn't want to add any more signs, as we call them. Those were the signs that were in the books, but we introduced different versions of them. So now every sign has 2 versions, one of which is focused on an opponent, the other is more like a group attack. So you can use Ard on one opponent to push them away and do damage, or you can spread it and push everyone away with doing damage. It's that kind of thing. So this is kind of like the main news from that, because Concerning Signs is kind of like the magic element of The Witcher for what you can use other than potions. And yeah, like it was just kind of like one method for each sign, so there's kind of 5 different sort of spells that you could do in The Witcher 2 and the first Witcher. So they've kind of opened that up a bit more, and so we've got more to do as the player in combat. So is this kind of like a benefit for you, George, or
more choices are better?
This
is one of the things where you don't want too much.
Yeah.
For example, if you get too much, you'd be overwhelmed. Like, I don't know what to do. You want to write them out. So yeah.
Yeah, I think
does that.
2 options of each sign is, and there's 5 signs, so that's 10 kind of options. I think that's a good method. So it kind of seems like a base thing. Like I think Ard's the fire one, so you can use kind of like a fire attack on one, or kind of like a fire push down, where they'll kind of like create a circle of fire around you or something like that. Which we saw in that gameplay, was it? That 35-minute gameplay? I think we did.
So
I think we did. It's probably on your screen now, but yeah, I think it's also good that they kind of sticking to the stuff that was in the books and in the previous games, kind of saying like, there's 5 signs, we're not adding any more. This is kind of how it is, because like sometimes like publishers can kind of be a bit kind of shut the fuck up. This is how we're having the game. You put it in there, kind of thing with publishers and with developers. Yeah, so we experienced that ourselves with ZeniMax Media Incorporated. The bastards.
With the suits, not the developers.
Yeah, these are the publishers, but they seem kind of okay. They kind of seem lenient. They kind of seem to be the right publishers for this kind of.
Like quite a few publishers do, like 2K games are like that.
Yeah. Warner Brothers don't seem to do bad.
Naughty Dogs ever. Yeah. Warner Brothers do good.
Yeah, like Warner Brothers seem to kind of do good with advertising as well. They kind of seem to generate a bit of hype. But yeah, I think this seems to be the perfect publisher for kind of the company at CG Projekt Red are kind of like going like, we're making our game, you do what you do kind of thing, and they kind of seem to be alright with it. So
because they're not like EA big kind of thing. It's like they only got like a few games, so
yeah,
see why they stay humble. So yeah, next question. Do you think the Witcher franchise can exist without Geralt? Is it Geralt? Geralt? I can't say it. Geralt, is it? So that's not word. Go away. Are there other stories in the universe that you would want to tell?
Hard to say, actually. The thing that I'm sure about is that the last game about Geralt, this is the conclusion of his story. What we're doing now, and Geralt is involved, but he is not the main character, is expanding the universe by way of the adventure board game, The Witcher Battle Arena, which is a mobile game that we're making, and the comic books. Geralt is there in the comics. So
we're making a Hearthstone game, and like the game I'm playing, Infinity Wars game.
So there's a few things going on. Like, they've got a couple of board games out already, and like I'm not too big on board games, to be fair. Like I haven't really played many of these kind of board games. Have you really played any, George?
Board games, no.
Card games, you kind of dipped in a bit.
Like I'm playing them again recently.
Yeah.
Enjoying it a lot.
Yeah. So and comics, it seems to me like the fans that kind of seems their favourite way to kind of prolong the kind of longevity of kind of the series that they've been following, because it's kind of still telling stories in that world, but it's not. They've obviously stopped doing video games, and it's a cheap way to do it as well. So I think that's a good way to go about it. Other little features like the mobile game, people will enjoy that, and Battle Arena. Like I'm not huge on the mobile game world, really. Kind of mobile games I play, kind of
Subway Surfer.
Yeah, Subway Surfer, Piano Tiles, yeah, kind of things like that. The only one that I've really the only one that I've really heard about that I thought like, I'll play this one day. Have you heard of Sorcery, George?
No.
I think there's 3 of them at the minute. They kind of. I saw some videos and they're all like, yeah, they don't look too bad actually. I look into them, but yeah, I'd rather get a game for something else than that. But they are cheaper and quicker. But yeah, we'll move on to the next question.
To what extent do you think you've taken creative ownership of the franchise? Are you still keen to be very faithful to the books, or are you able to experiment? But is that your answer?
No.
Yeah, you put both your answer in, I think.
Oh, whatever. We've had this possibility from the beginning. We've had the rights to make The Witcher, but we're never bound by anybody outside the studio. So we've always made it the way we've wanted. Kind of, it's kind of like a nice answer to that question. Not
So,
like,
is this still a question? But it's important to stay faithful to the books.
yeah, yeah. The consistency of the world created by the books is still there. It's the same world, the same characters. So, yeah, it's good that this kind of staying loyal to the books. Really, like,
Keeps people happy.
yeah, like the way that I can relate to it is like I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. If you're following the channel, and like with Shadow and Mordor, if they started throwing other random stuff in there, you'd be pissed off because it's not what you're used to. It's kind of like that, really. It's like, yeah. If you've read the books before and if you're probably one of the rare few that kind of like read the books before you got to the games, then you'll be wanting the games to be kind of close to that, but yet different at the same time. But you just don't want it to be weird. So yeah, kind of good all around, I suppose. Would you agree, George?
Yes, I would. So, next question is: do you think The Witcher is quite a male-dominated universe, that it doesn't give female characters enough overall?
Actually, it's not. I think it's not. There are really strong female characters in The Witcher. There are the sorceresses who have a big impact on the story. They make decisions that impact your environment, your work, political life. So I don't think it's male-dominated. I think it's kind of a stern answer, this, really, isn't it? It's kind of like, I think, I'm not sure the sorceresses are. I think it was them two, do you know them two weird gnome-looking things? And I think they're the two sorceresses that he was on about. But yeah, apparently there's two dominant female characters in this, which we've kind of had from different comments across YouTube, like, on the different videos and that. So I think the females are going to take more of a role in this one, because in the second one they are kind of like sex objects, just to kind of flash a boob every once in a while. You know, to kind of keep the immature crowd interested, go like, here you go. So like, yeah, female characters kind of getting like, what's the kind of word I'm looking for? Kind of like more of an uptake in recent kind of years, aren't they, George? Would you agree?
Yes, but yeah, it's to keep, because there's a lot more female gamers coming into the gaming world, so we're trying to keep them happy.
Yeah, because like 10 years ago it was kind of male dominated. Now it's evening out more, but it's still probably more male heavy. But there's more women coming in. Like a female.
We have 10% females, I think it was, or something.
Something like that. So yeah, the bitches are ready to stay. No, hey, that was a joke. But yeah, like a female character that springs to mind to me is like Ellie with The Last of Us. It is Ellie. Yeah, like that's the one. Like that's the game I'm playing at the minute. So yeah, it's kind of like that. That's a fairly new game, whereas like before it used to be, man, sausage fest kind of thing.
With Tomb Raider being their own exception, and back then she used to have big tits. I mean, like, you saw the pixelated tits were huge, but now she's got like normal BC cups, and she's a natural female figure.
I think this is kind of the same in films as well, like films
like
Hunger Games, Divergent. Films like that coming out, whereas before you never really got kind of like a soul.
Like people are starting to like female like superheroes. Like, what's the girl called in Captain America?
Oh, is it Black Widow?
Black Widow. Yeah, I like Black Widow. She's cool and she's quite hot, but she's cool.
Yeah, like I feel like it's kind of coming through. So you did used to kind of just be Wonder Woman and Catwoman, didn't it? And Catwoman was kind of a sex object more than a hero, whereas now it's kind of opening up more. So yeah.
I agree. Pardon me. So yeah. Is this a question? It's confusing because someone read that in a question
text on the question. Yeah, it's kind of like a discussion that they've put into text. I thought, yeah, that's the next question.
I actually think The Witcher 2 is quite a believable portrayal of medieval society, which obviously was quite male-dominated.
Yeah, it's that plus sorceresses. They're powerful and everybody has to keep them in mind. Be careful with dealing with them. We have a similar approach to this in The Witcher 3. So I think what he means by having a similar approach to The Witcher 3 is kind of like the kind of like big portrayal of the medieval society, and it looks like it, I'd say. And I think the main trait for this is, you know, the oh, what's it called? You know the layers of the city, like you've got the rough end and the higher up end and stuff like that. You kind of understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of showing how much of like a world, like a medieval world it is, and there's obviously back in the day like there is now, there's going to be parts of the world to avoid. Like right now, I'd like to avoid Syria, whereas like back in the day, you might want to avoid forests and stuff like that, like with No Man's Land. It's the same thing, really, isn't it? So yeah, I think overall there wasn't really much new there, but that's kind of what we got this week. Like not a lot.
It's more of an Uncharted week, Uncharted bi-weekly, so
Yeah,
be happy.
To be fair, like we had a monster episode last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
With that 35-minute gameplay. So like, it's probably going to be a little bit low now until maybe Eurogame, and they might release something then.
Oh, it's only 2 weeks away to be on so.
Exactly. So yeah, we'll kind of see how see how things go from there. We might have a bit more discussion-based kind of things, like a bit more debates in if it's the same next week. But I think this is going to be just a dry couple of weeks, and then we'll be all right for a while then.
So
should we get to the questions?
Community segments by our brilliant Degorians.
Yep, Degorians.
Degorians.
Yeah.
I like Degorians.
No, because that's singular. It's Degorians with an S in the end.
Degorians, fair enough. So Grencheria.
Grencheria, yeah.
Grencheria.
Yeah.
Which new feature are you most excited to use? Mine is the use of shits, but crossbow exploration, whatever.
But do you want to go first, George?
Oh, I haven't really played the game, so.
No, do you want to kind of say for you? Do you want to,
all
a
the
feature?
fucking features. Yeah, they're my favourite features, aren't they? All the fucking features.
That is a poor answer.
Very bad. But when it, I don't know.
For me, it's kind of like the like she put exploration. I think it's a she. He, she. The exploration for me, because like now it's gone open world. We can explore the world as it is, and not kind of being told where to go and that. Like I think that's probably going to be my favourite new feature to kind of use, like ships and crossbows and Witcher sense and that. It's all nice and good, but at the end of the day, I know that's the main interest why my interest seriously perked in this game. It's going to be this massive open world, and that's kind of what got me into The Witcher, to kind of pre-do me for February the 24th.
I agree. So next question, Arcanian. Do you think the game is overhyped? No. That's pretty simple, to be fair. It's because the transition from Witcher 2 to Witcher 3 going to non-open world to open world, it deserves a hype because it's what people wanted and people are getting it.
Yeah.
And what people have seen, it seems very brilliant. It's like some people believe GTA 5 was overhyped, and I cannot that delivered on its hype, and I reckon this will be the same.
I think like that's kind of the only game which I've sort of played. I thought like, yeah, that's delivered the hype. I agree with you, because like we played it, I was like, yeah, wow, this is quality. They've improved big time from GTA 4, which was quality anyway. But then you get games like, which have kind of, we took down the Elder Scrolls Online, that had a massive rail of hype. Didn't really succeed in that kind of scenario. Fable 3, that had, well, it didn't really have a massive hype amongst people, but it had a big hype amongst me and my friend Tyler, and that failed. But
Skyrim had one and that succeeded.
Yeah, like and then we all know that the next Bethesda Softworks game is going to have a massive reign of hype whenever that game gets announced. Probably at E3, who knows? But
so yeah.
So but it's a question that you can't really answer until the games come out, really. Like I think that's the perfect time to kind of judge if a game's overhyped or not, because like you never know if the game's going to be like that. The 2-hour demo that like some of the press that gets played, that part could be really good, but the rest of the game could just be average or something like that. So you never really know. But the way reviews and that have come out, I doubt that's the case.
So yes, we've actually got a normal name for him, so we don't know if we get them. Stephen Brown.
What a name!
We know you have like names according to the law of the video we're doing.
Yeah.
But, Stephen Brown. Oh, good. Do you think CD Projekt Red are trying to make The Witcher 3 too much like other RPGs like Mass Effect or The Elder Scrolls, as the franchise always seems to be unique? Now it comes to my mind to go too mainstream now, and it ruins me. So it's pretty much saying, you reckon this game's going too much like The Elder Scrolls franchise and shit?
I can see where it's coming from, like with Mass Effect and The Elder Scrolls. Like I personally have not played Mass Effect. Don't shoot me.
Neither have I. Neither have I.
I relate to the Elder Scrolls as I haven't played it too much, have I, George? I've just dipped and dived, like maybe got to like level 2, and then I thought, yeah, I'll leave it. No, I played Skyrim quite heavily, and then went to Oblivion, and I played that. I've played it quite a lot, not nowhere quite near as much as Skyrim, but yeah, I'll dip into that more in the coming months. But I can see where it's coming from, kind of like it does sound like the open world kind of fast travel thing, kind of picking up quests where you go. It does sound like a bit like a Skyrim clone, if you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, if you're following the game now, I think you're going to have like a bit of faith in it. And to be honest, I think if you are going to kind of base your game off like the Mass Effect series or the Elder Scrolls series, they're kind of not bad series to kind of follow off.
And also, they're from the RPG genre, which has got a very big fan base. And if they make their own twist on it, it's acceptable. It's perfectly fine if they do enough to change it. If it's like an actual Skyrim clone, where it's magical stamina, health, and when you go to the skill system, it's exactly like it. That's when it's like kind of doing something there.
Yeah,
she can be doing, but they're not. So
like,
they're good.
Yeah, like they've kept like their own traits, like the use of the same weapons and the sign system and stuff like that. So, but I can understand where it's kind of coming from with like the unique taste, where it's kind of, I don't think linear is the exact word to use, but sort of kind of do quest to quest, but like with the use of like massive choices and stuff like that. But it's still kind of got that richer kind of flavour to it, but in a kind of different setting. And I can see them kind of hardcore fans of the first two being a little bit kind of on edge, going like, will this work, will this not? But I think if you look at some of the journalists and some of the press events that have come out of it, I think it'll be alright. But yeah, should we kind of tell a bit about tell people about a bit, so like a little bit of the plans, sort of like go into a bit more detail about the sort of like what we're going to do for Eurogame and stuff like that, kind of special episodes a bit.
So yeah, pretty much. Well, should hopefully get my new phone back, so I'm going to get some footage of that while I'm there. I'm going to record, hopefully with Shadow Mordor, get an interview of them, because we'll be able to play it there as well and everything. Yeah. Well, I'm definitely able to play it. Kind of might be, but he should be fine. We're not going to be strict, especially if we're busy. So we're fine for that. We'll want to get like a vague opinions there kind of idea of what we thought of the game. Instant like, oh, that's what we thought of that game straight away without looking into a bad issue than what we like. Yeah,
because like you described it well in that podcast we did. Like, if you haven't seen the podcast, go watch it if you want. If you don't want to watch
Garvin's podcast.
Yeah,
it's like I said, it was like a honeymoon period of a relationship.
Yeah, when you play a game, you're kind of enjoying it, kind of see what you like, and then the moment you get off it, you think like, yeah, like I enjoyed that, and then you'll say it. And then after you play the game, you think, oh, I did this and that, but I didn't. Looking back at this isn't too good, and this isn't too good. And you think like, my opinion's kind of like thinking like, oh, maybe not as what I originally thought of at first.
Like for example, is a good example. If they haven't done it this year as much because EA have done like being strict with YouTubers within kind of sellers. But when YouTubers now go to the events, which YouTube do, they're so excited to play the game, they're so happy to be playing it, they don't say bad things about the game till after the game's released, and then like, shit.
Yeah. It's another thing like it's that before. So what we're going to do is kind of like play the game, and then George will kind of whip his camera out and go like, we like this. We'll be like, yeah, I liked it. It was fun. And then
we'll get to see sexy footage from the LG G3, I hope. But yeah,
which is a phone.
Which is a very, very nice phone.
And then when we get back, we'll have a long podcast, kind of get every game up, and then we'll kind of talk, and we'll probably rate them, will we, George, out of 10?
Yeah.
We might do a little rating system, and then, we'll pop that up but on there as well, and we'll be talking about kind of the stuff that we've done.
Also, you may have heard the story of what happened to me and Connor the first time at Geo Game, and we all ran in with like, shit, I might record it this time, just to see what it actually looks like.
Yeah.
Because without you went 30 minutes before you... Sorry about the bank
before
there.
they let you through,
Let you through. So everyone was like, fuck, we get to go in early. No one expected it. So everyone was like, jogging it. We skipped at least 50 odd people.
Oh, yeah. We
skipped it because there's like this Pikachu woman in a jacket with like 50, 60 people behind in front of us.
They must have been pissed off. Because she probably got there like an hour before us, and we got ahead of her. And like, Yeah, so it's like we was kind of we stood in the line, and then we was all just like reading the phones, waiting like 40 minutes till we get through or something like that. When it George was, I think I just said to you, 40 minutes. And then we literally people in front of us started walking, and then everyone just spit. I was like, fucking hell, we're moving, shit. And then everyone just pegged it in, and then.
When there's a slight disappointment, you realise you gotta stand out, inside front of that.
Like we thought we'd get in through. Yeah, and then we just ran straight to Elder Scrolls Online and played that. What was kind of like the schedule we did? We did Elder Scrolls Online.
We did FIFA.
Then we went straight to FIFA.
Then we got Mountain Dew. I remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Because it's right next to a FIFA store. I remember going back and like, free Mountain Dew. I went, okay.
Yeah. It's not like a fully bottle. It was just like a little shot glass of Mountain Dew. You're like, wow, I feel revived. And then we got food, didn't we?
Yeah, because I don't know. I don't feel anything bit after that.
No, then we walked to the res section, didn't we? And talked to that. What was Soccer Stars? Was it something?
Yeah.
Yeah, we played.
Then when we got food, then we waited 2.5 fucking hours for PS4.
Yeah, to play PS4. When we played Knack, great game, and we felt like, it's too much queues. Let's just get out of here. So we went out, played a bit of PES.
So much fun.
Yeah. What else do we look at?
Lego.
Oh yeah, we played Lego. I played Batman.
Infinite Crisis.
I forgot to say that Infinite Crisis, the MOBA.
Rocksmith.
Yeah, Rocksmith. Oh yeah.
You played Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Batman,
Batman. Batman Arkham Rising. No, I can't remember what it was called. Arkham Asylum, was it?
Something like that.
So that was fun. I liked that, but I never got the game because I got a PS4 and it didn't come out on PS4. But Arkham Knight, that's coming out next year. It was meant to be coming out in roughly the same time as Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, but when it's been next April or something?
Yeah, something like that. It's been pushed back. But yeah, they're both done by Warner Brothers publishers. So maybe.
Shadow Watch. I'm not gonna say because I want people watching this go watch Shadow Mordor, but I'll talk to Con after this. But yeah. But yeah, so expect quite a bit of footage for Eurogamer. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of it. It's a short episode this week. This is going to be probably one of the only short episodes we get because we kind of
maybe
wanted to
next
get
week
it
as well, but we don't know.
Yeah, maybe next week as well. But you mean if it is short, we'll have more time to kind of slip in a hot topic subject. Sorry about the short episode, but yeah, blame the news.
Blame the news. Blame the people at CD Projekt Red. Blame them.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way,
the management team or whatever it's called.
The community managers.
Yeah.
That released the shit. But if you want to ask questions, you can put them in to the post on the wiki that I put them on.
That's what I want to say it.
No, hang on. Let me get through all the other stuff first.
Okay.
Let me get through all the other stuff first before I can put it in. So George's Reddit page, or where we'll put it on the Reddit. Message us on YouTube, or put it in the comment section on YouTube, or you can send an email to enquires@dagoratv.com. Boom. I went there.
We have an email. We have a sheer professional, quite cool looking email. Is that what I'm making kind of pop on the screen now? Just
there'll be a link in the description.
So yeah, if you want to ask us anything, literally anything, we'll answer it. Within reason.
There's limitations. Like,
within reason.
It's not literally everything. Like we're not your whore
like,
kind of thing.
What do you dream about at night? That'll be interesting for Connor.
It'll be like shit.
Some fucking dreams.
Yeah, that's for the Dagoran podcast.
I'm reminding about fucking the Connor server for podcast next month because his dreams are fucking amazing. They're so funny.
Yeah.
Shit he comes out with.
I call it a good imagination. But yeah, should we end it there? I think we've come to the end.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like you said, contact us with all the means Connor mentioned just a minute ago. Yep. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you enjoyed it again.
And donate.
We're near 117, 30 off 200.
And also subscribe to join the fellow Dagorans. Bye.